Make your food taste fine, I can show you online. It's the Cooking with Pauli show. Hello everybody, and welcome to Cooking with Pauli. Tonight we'll be making Gravlax, which is a simple cured salmon. It sounds fancy and it tends to be expensive in restaurants, but as you'll see, it's very easy to make. All you need is some salmon. Then you want good quality salmon if you can get it. Generally speaking, the recipe calls for, and by the way, this recipe comes to me from my friend Brett Levine. Essentially 2 equal size, nice square pieces of salmon. You want them a pound each or so. These are actually almost a half a pound each. That's kind of all I need tonight. But let's make believe they're a pound each, because then what you want is also a bunch of dill, a 1/4 cup each of kosher salt, and granulated sugar. So this is a 1/4 cup each. It'll be more than we need for this, but we should be fine. You want a tweezers or a pliers or something to get the little bones out of here, which we'll be showing you. You need a dish to put it in, another dish to set in there of some sort, and some kind of weight. Here we have a big rock. Cement paving stone, actually. Okay, so step 1. Let me get this camera set up so I can use both hands. Step 1 is to get the little bones out of the salmon. And there's a bunch of them. They're all kind of lined up in the same spot. There, you see one there. Yeah. Actually, let's bring the camera in for a close-up of this action. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to cut until I'm done with the rest. So yeah, there we go. Here, oops. They can be tricky to find. And it's really easier with both hands, but there comes the bone. Yes, alright. Set that in there, and we'll be back in a minute. Alright. Our salmon has no more bones in it. They were running in a line roughly here and here, so those are all set. Next up, basically just take the salt and the sugar, mix them in a bowl. I did wash my hands, so you know, because this stuff doesn't really get heat applied to it, so cleanliness is important. And basically you just dip the fish in it, get it good and coated on all sides with the salt and pepper mixture, and can't hurt to just kind of pick some up and pack it onto there, like so. Actually, now that that's there, basically lay some of the dill in the bottom of the dish, like so. The more important part is to get the dill in between the 2 layers, which are going to be facing each other and sandwiched. But especially since we have so much extra dill, I'm going to put some underneath and on top as well. So there goes one piece. Now we're going to just lay a bunch of dill on top of that. We're going to make essentially like a big dill sandwich with salmon as the bread. That should really probably be enough. Though it can't get too much dill, because it's just really touching the surface. And of course, your guests, or maybe just you if you eat it all, will be eating all the way to the middle of the fish. So having a good amount on the outside can't hurt flavor-wise. And so here we are, we've kind of coated the second one. And if you used full-size pieces of fish, there probably wouldn't be this much salt and sugar left over, but as I said, these guys are about half size. So then you lay the other one, the second one on top of the first, going, if you look sideways, notice the thick side of this is opposite the thin side of that, so they make a pretty kind of level sandwich. And we'll just throw a little more salt and pepper on top, pack a little more on the sides. Did I say pepper? I meant sugar. And here we go with the little more of the dill. Basically, that's it. I'm gonna wash the hands here, dry them, and so that's really the main preparation. If you have saran wrap or cling wrap or Glad wrap, which I think I have a little bit, It's good to put that on top, above the fish. Saran wrap. Above the fish, and below the next dish that's going to go on top of that. There we are. The cameraman is the chef, so pardon some of the wild gesticulation you just were put through. So here's our highly reflective saran wrap. Now we place the second dish inside the first, and we're going to put that in the fridge because we can't really cook all this in one day. We're going to have to come back and visit a couple of times before this is really finished. So anyway, here goes the little assembly into the refrigerator, and we're going to get our trusty paving stone and sit that on top. The weight helps it do its thing. So we're going to wave a fond farewell to our Gravlax for the moment. Next up, we'll be coming back to this basically twice a day for 3 days and turning it. We'll remove the weight, take the saran wrap off, flip the whole assembly over, do that kind of every day and evening, and after 3 days it's ready to slice up and eat. And we'll come back for some of that later.